What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we're now on the road to 500 subs. Who knows, maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the summer, only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a Piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed, the possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of the set, much similar to what I pulled out of my Genesis Impact box that I opened up last year, which is this beautiful Beat Cop from the Underworld. This thing looks absolutely incredible as a collector's rare. But with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because more than 85% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys haven't even subscribed yet. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And also too, I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this. How can I explain? How can I do this? Okay. Alright. I think I've got it. Which deck do you guys believe will be the new meta when Rage of the Abyss gets released? Let me know down in the comments below. And speaking of Rage of the Abyss, I never would have imagined that we would be doing this, but for today's video, it appears that Bandit Keith has some brand new Metamorph cards in Rage of the Abyss, and honestly, looking at this first card, it is absolutely insane. So I'm not gonna waste any time. I am gonna just get straight into the video. Kicking things off, we have Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon, which is an 8-star Dark Machine with 3,400 attack, 2,400 defense, and it says that it cannot be normal summon or set. It must be special summoned with enhanced Metamorph activated by tributing a level 5 or higher dragon monster, and both of its effects are once per turn. And the first effect reads, you can reveal this card in your hand, set one Metamorph trap directly from your deck, and if you do, shuffle this card into the deck. Let's see here. Second effect reads, when your opponent activates a card or effect as a quick effect, you can negate the activation, then you can inflict damage to them equal to the original attack of one of their attack position monsters. Basically, excuse me. Basically, it's a way to set up set up your Metamorph plays by shuffling this card back into the deck and revealing this card in your hand, which is pretty cool. So not only do you have yourself a sort of like a hand trap, if you will, but you also have as well a built-in like negation slash like damage effect, if you will. So it's a really cool way to not only deal your opponent a lot of damage, but also a way to just potentially win games depending on the board state, which is really cool. And also too, because that it's a level 8, it can you can also use it to go into some of your rank 8 plays as well, which is pretty cool. But next up, we have Metal Zoa X, which is an 8-star dark machine with 3,000 attack, 2,300 defense, and it's pretty much the same thing as the first one, only with this one tributing a level 5 or higher fiend. And the first effect is a once per turn, which reads, you can reveal this card in your hand, set one Metamorph trap directly from your deck, and if you do, shuffle this card into the deck. Second effect reads, up to twice per turn, when your opponent activates a spell card or effect or a monster effect, as a quick effect, you can target a face-up monster they control, destroy it. So I believe... Okay, so as far as the first effect of both Red Eyes and Metal Zoa, they're basically the exact same, but their second effects are so different. Red Eyes can negate cards and can deal your opponent damage. Metal Zoa, on the other hand, basically lets you pop monsters that they have on board twice in a single turn, which is actually really cool. And as long as you have a way to stop your opponent from using any of their own negate, you're pretty much just set right then and there. So ideally, if you have, let's say, Dark Ruler No More in hand, plus let's say Mind Drain on board, you can go Dark Ruler No More onto your opponent's entire board, and the moment you special summon Metal Zoa, and your opponent attempts to use Valor on you, you can then either a use Call By, or to save your resources, you can activate Mind Drain, pay the 1,000, and Valor is essentially negated right then and there, which is really good. So again, I get that Mind Drain is a bit of a gimmicky card, but it really works against pretty much any and all hand traps. But it works on both sides, much like Soul Drain does, and so as does Skill Drain, which it's a bit gimmicky, but it's actually pretty insane. But next up we have Fiend Beast Zoa, which is a 7-star Dark Fiend with 2,600 attack, 1,900 defense, and the second and third effects are both once per turn. And the first one reads, if your opponent controls a monster, you can normal summon this card without tributing. Basically, it's the effect of Parsec, the Interstellar Dragon, which is absolutely insane. Second effect reads, if your opponent controls a monster, you can normal summon this card without tribute. Okay, so that was the first effect. The second effect reads, if this card is in your hands, you can special summon it in defense. Then, if you do not have enhanced Metamorph in your grave, your opponent can special summon a monster from their hand. Third effect reads, during your main phase, you can set one Metamorph trap directly from your deck. So basically, not only can you normal summon this card without tributing, You can also just Cyber Dragon this card in defense, but if you have an enhanced Metamorph in your graveyard, your opponent doesn't get any special summons whatsoever, and that's absolutely nasty. And it also lets you set any Metamorph trap directly from your deck, much like with the first two monsters that I talked about in this video, which is pretty cool. And also too, it's a level 7. So if you have this card on board plus Red Eyes, you can go into a rank 7 play, which is pretty cool. But it all just depends on what your rank 7, on what your excuse me. It all just depends on what your extra deck looks like. You could go into cards like Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon or even Big Eye as well, which is absolutely nasty. But next up, hang on guys, I'm trying to exit. Come on, thank you. Thank you. Sorry guys. The iPhone was acting weird. But next up we have Metal Copycat, which is a 1-star light spellcaster with zero attack and defense, and the first and third effects are both once per turn. And the first effect reads, if this card is normal or special summon, you can set one Metamorph trap directly from your deck. Then if you have enhanced Metamorph in your grave, you can draw a card. Second effect reads, this card's level is increased by 4 during your opponent's turn only. Third effect reads, you can declare one monster type. This card becomes that type until the end of your opponent's turn. Funny enough, this is actually really cool because you can literally use this plus Galaxy Soldier and go into a Cyber Dragon Nova, and then go into a Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is absolutely nasty. And also, you can even also, as well, add more materials to Cyber Infinity, and it helps you go into a multi-material Zeus, which could be literally just about any number of materials. For all you know, Cyber Infinity could have 9 materials, and itself would make it 10 for Zeus, which would give you 5 board wipes, which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy. So there's really not much to say about it. So in a way with that third effect, it's kind of like a DNA surgery, if you will, but for itself, which is pretty cool. But next up we have Approaching Machine, which is a normal spell, and the second effect is a once per turn, and the first effect reads, add one monster that mentions enhanced Metamorph or one Metamorph trap from your deck or grave to your hand. Second effect reads, if you control a Metamorph trap, you can banish this card from your grave and target one opponent's defense position monster, change it to attack position. So not only do you have a trap Rhoda, but you also have a way to basically just Book of Taiyu one of your opponent's monsters, which is nasty. It is a nasty card. Probably one of the craziest cards you will ever see for this archetype. I never would have imagined Bandit Keats cards would actually be a fucking archetype. Who would have ever thought? But next up we have Enhanced Metamorph. Funny enough, how ironic. Enhanced Metamorph, a normal trap in which the effect is a once per turn that reads, activate this card by attributing a face-up monster, special summon one monster that cannot be normal summoner set, and mentions enhanced Metamorph from your hand, deck, or grave. Then you can equip this card to it as an equipped card with this effect. The equipped monster gains 400 attack and defense. Your opponent cannot target it with monster and spell effects, and it cannot be destroyed by monster and spell effects. But it can be destroyed and targeted by trap effect. So that's a bit of a downfall. So that's like the only downfall. But this card is basically just a way to to not only summon out Metal Zoa X, but also full Metal Dragon as well, which is pretty cool. There's really not a whole lot to say about it. Except that it's kind of a really weird but gimmicky card. But the last card to talk about in this video, is called Time Engine, which is a retrain of the old Time Machine card. And it says that this card is always treated as a Metal Morph card. And the effect reads if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, target one of them, special summon it. Then if it's a level 5 or higher machine monster and you have another Metal Morph trap on your field or in your graveyard, you can destroy as many monsters your board controls as possible. Then you can inflict damage to them equal to the summoned monster's original attack. Basically, it's Time Machine on steroids. So basically, you get to bring it back from your graveyard, and you also get to deal damage to your opponent, which is a way to potentially just end games right off the bat. So this is a really cool like mini floodgate, if you will. But I will say, the Bandit Keith cards, they have potential. But it's gonna take a lot for this deck to be a meta contender. But with that being said, guys, that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It'll also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.